All right, seventh inning stretch here, Thursday night. Yes, where is Birdsong, Mr. McGurk here? We'll get into his thoughts with it. Hopefully, Edwards will join us later. We got a lot to get into. Rockies, will you ever turn it around? We'll get into that. We'll get into Schwarber, the next big PAPI, and we'll solve it. So we'll get into a few things. Pete Rose back in the Hall of Fame. Seventh inning stretch with you now. Tyler, it's been too long. I haven't even seen you on Sundays. Now I get to see you on a Thursday night. Welcome back, my friend. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. I mean, this baseball coaching's taking a lot out of me, taking all my time. I see wrinkles in my eyes as I look at this mirror in front of me. Man, I'm excited to be back on the podcast.
The gray hair of a coaching
everywhere. It's been a stressful time. Not really, but I'm excited to be talking to you some baseball.
All right, we're live with you Thursday night. Edwards hopefully will join us here shortly. He's been umpiring some games now lately, so he's back. He's doing what helps you. He's umpiring it. Do you have good umpires in your league, Tyler? Do you have good?
They're good enough. They
show up to get a paycheck. They show up to get a paycheck. You know what team wasn't showing up to get a paycheck earlier that now is absolutely showing up, and I would say it about the whole division. The AL Central's been. It's been awesome, Tyler, to be honest with you. If we kind of look at overall, the Twins today, they win their 11th straight, knocking off the Orioles. Bad news, though, people. You did have, what was it, Buxton and Correa crash. Did you see that collision that they had together?
I did not see that.
I'm going to get it up on the big board here in a second. But the Twins' 11-game winning streak, kind of putting themselves right there in the AL Central mix. Here's the play real quick of Buxton and Correa. They had to leave the game early for Twins fans.
And got in on Mullins to shallow center. Correa out. Buxton in. Talk guys in. It's caught as Buxton and Correa do make contact and both are down. So the catch was made, but now concern as Correa went out. Buxton came in. There was contact and both are on their backs here.
So Tyler, both leave in concussion. Well, let's be specific about it. Correa leaves immediately. Buxton finishes out the inning. They both go into concussion protocol to finish the game. Buxton's been awesome this year. Like, finally figured out. Thank God I drafted him. He gets there with it. Second place, Tyler McGurk League, just let you know. I got right now with it. I just did with it. So I got Buxton there with it. And then Correa leaves two. Obviously, you lose two hitters like that, your lineup's going to take a little bit of a hit defensively as well. I don't know why. Like, I'm kind of fascinated with the Twins. Like, I thought they were Vegas's favorites at the beginning of the year, but a lot of people were like, well, it's the Twins. They haven't been there. Right now, they're still in fourth place, 5 games out behind the Red Hot Tigers, who me and Josh last week said, are they actual World Series contenders? But what do you kind of make of the Twins? And maybe, also obviously the AL Central in general.
The Twins I think they're going to be up and down. I think this is a great stretch. I don't see them keeping this. The hitting's too bad. I mean, Buxton's good. But outside of that, like, Larinack has been off to a hot start. He has 7 home runs. But is he going to hit 30? Probably not. Buxton's great. France is probably maybe their most consistent, like, gap hitter, doubles hitter. He's going to give you a good at-bat. But outside of that, Carlos Correa is tough at-bat at times. Jeffers, I don't know. Harrison Bader, he's really up and down. I don't believe in the hitting. The pitching, on the other hand, I do believe in the pitching. Joe Ryan's turned into an ace of a good ace. Like,
speaking of
he's an all-star for sure. I'm really impressed with Joe Ryan. I mean, Chris Paddock making a comeback. Like,
he's been awesome. Today he was great.
He's been good. I thought his career was over. Maybe a year ago. He did have an okay
I liked him on the Padres
last year.
I liked him when he was on the Padres.
At the end of the Padres, you probably didn't like him as much. Yeah, exactly. You were kind of like, what is going on there? And he's bounced back this year. He's had a great year. I don't believe in the Twins as a – the whole AL Central is a little weird, though. So they could stick around. They've been competitive for the last 3 years.
What team would you believe in the most?
I don't believe in the Twins. I just don't believe in them.
What team would you believe in the most, though?
Probably the Tigers, because they have Skubal. Like, you have an ace who's going to win 70% of his starts. Maybe he doesn't get the win, but the team's going to win 70% of his starts, and then you have the batting order.
Ryan could be that for the Twins, though.
I don't think he's
been good.
Skubal. He's been great, but he's not Skubal.
And then who's the guy they got from the Marlins a couple of years ago?
Pablo.
Yeah, so he's good too. So I don't know. I think
No.
you're maybe underrating. I mean, I get you with
But
the
they
offense.
can-
The offense for me, I'm with you on that. Like if we look at their top hits guys: Buxton, France, Larnix, Correa, Bader, Jeffers, Lee, Castro. Like those names
Who
aren't.
scares you?
Yeah, exactly. And Buxton, it's about time, right? It feels like he's still only batting 261 at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Correa, Bader's the 300 hitter. Correa's batting 236. So it's not like you're dominating this hitting department, but they do have a great bullpen though, Tyler. And like Duran at the end of the game is pretty automatic. So they, once they get there, they're pretty good shape, right? So we'll see. This happens early in the year. This happened with the Reds actually last year at the end of like kind of that middle May. Like they got in a hot winning streak. Shout out to Ohio Sports Talk. Doug, you out there? Yeah, they got that. So the Twins to me are in the AL Central. So if you were to pick a team, it would be they got 3 teams in last year though.
It's the Tigers and the Guardians. The Guardians,
not the Royals.
Witt is good. Witt's great. I still would rather have Jose Ramirez right this instant for 1 year. Going forward, it's Witt. But Jose Ramirez, he's a beast. He has 12 stolen. He's like the Kirby Puckett of the center. Little fat guy that can run, hit for average power, and steal bases.
He is pretty damn good.
He's just a special player.
No, he's pretty damn good. And I think the Twins in general will be interesting to see. 11-game win streak, though, is nothing to shake at. That's a pretty high. That's a pretty, it's not going to be up there as the best this year, but it's might be top 5 by the time the end of the year, though. Really, they might have a top 5 win streak. The pitching to me is the biggest advantage that they do have. So we'll see. And Paddock, he wasn't good. I thought he was going to be solid at some point in his career, so he can maybe turn it around. So if you had to pick right now, would you have more faith in the Royals or the Twins?
The Royals. Still,
okay.
The Royals. They have more hitting. Bastiano, Witt.
And obviously the Tigers.
Are number 1.
Guardians, Twins? Who would you have more faith in there?
It's pretty even. No, I think Guardians. I like it. I like best player. Like I go up. Like that's just my feel. I'm gonna go if I like. It's even. I get Jose Ramirez or I get Byron Buxton. Like I'm gonna take Jose Ramirez to put him over.
Buxton's got to go up there on one of our hype train awards, right? Like,
oh my God,
is he Carl Crawford? Or is Crawford better than him?
I think Crawford had bigger years.
Okay, well, I feel like there's guys where like you're right, like you're like, oh, this guy's been hyped up for a year. Is O'Neal Cruz starting to be in that category?
I mean, that guy.
I know he leads the league in stolen bases, but
he lives off that exit velocity stat. Oh, we had 7 of the highest exit velocities this year. Well, that's great, but what's his average?
Nobody gives a crap about that. Nobody gives a
crap.
crap.
How many games have the Pirates won? Yeah.
There's always guys like that where you're like, I don't know about that.
The great exit velocity, but
like I'm not sure about that one. That one doesn't matter that much. How about the team in your division that you root for? You got on your hat there, the Rockies. They start modern league baseball. No, the Giants. But I said in that division, the Rockies. They're 7-36. They get swept again. Tyler, 2-20 on the road. Is there any hope for this franchise? And I guess I feel I put it like this. You've been in that division a long time. You know where the advantages lie for the Rockies. I look at it as this. If I was to pick teams in terms of how I'm going to get rid of and move them from a franchise, like I know we don't want to move people. Denver, Colorado, they just suck there. They have they've never been really good. Like they maybe been pesky at times to teams and stuff like that. And they've had Helton for years, and they only made the
series 1 year.
1 year.
Well, I mean that's a pretty good year, but yeah, you're right. They suck.
They suck. They're one of the worst. Are they worse than the Pirates? Like. They're like right there with it.
Way worse.
Okay.
I think they're way worse. Like at least they have Skeens and O'Neal Cruz. Like they have Tovar and nothing. And he's not even Ryan McMahon. Like their whole philosophy is, I don't know why they ever draft a pitcher. Why would you draft a pitcher? Like just find not journeyman, but guys who can pitch with 4.5 ERAs and hit. Find guys who can knock out. Like go back to the Larry Walker, Vinny Casilla, Dante Bichette, Eric Young.
Yes.
Like those days. Like go back to like this is our identity. We're just gonna hit. Andres Galarraga. Like just get hitters. You're never gonna be able to pitch in that yard. It's never been done. I guess Ubaldo Jimenez maybe had a year. Mike Hampton had a half. Like, we're going back 10 to 20 years now. Like, I don't know what they're doing. Their philosophy is completely
I'm actually with you on this one, my friend. I'm actually with you on this one. If I was the Rockies too, I would just go all offense.
Yeah,
I would do.
you
I
have
would
to.
do. I mean, the only thing I would like there was a couple guys like I think it was John Gray they drafted, and this is deep baseball knowledge, but he was out of Oklahoma. And he looked unreal in the College World Series. I was like, this guy. I was like, if I was the Rockies, I'd take him. And they took him. I mean, whatever. Once in a while, you might take a guy that looks like he's going to throw 100 miles per hour.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I totally get it. But if I say Rockies pitcher, who's the first one that really sticks? You remember, like this guy was a stud.
Ubaldo, I guess, for that 1 year. 1 year.
See, I was thinking Stasio would be the only guy that comes to mind. Is that right? Stasio, was it the righty, the tall righty, threw the perfect game for them once, or the no hitter? No. He was the tall. You know who he was.
But he wasn't Ubaldo. Ubaldo was throwing 101, like 102. I think they got a big trade for, like, got a haul for him, and I don't know. Mike Hampton had that great first year when he signed from the Braves.
No, first month.
Yeah, maybe a month.
He was awful.
He won 10 games in the first half. No, he won. I'm telling you, it was like a half. It was like he won 10 games. I think he was an all-star, and then he didn't win a game the rest of the year.
Pedro Estacio, that was his name. He was the guy for the
Ubaldo Jimenez is a bigger name than Pedro Estacio.
I'm going to disagree for Rocky's knowledge. I'm going to disagree for Rocky. I'm going to say
fair enough. I don't know who that is.
Yes, you do. As soon as you see him, you saw a picture, you'd be like, oh, that sinker away struck out. That struck out Randy Wynn many times. You'll know exactly what I'm talking. Number 48 on the right. He was probably their longest legit. He probably was there like 10 years almost. So he was.
How do you spell Estacio? Pedro.
Astacio. So there you go, Pedro.
Okay.
I think you'll.
56 years old. This guy's old as dirt.
Pedro's not that old. He's a good young man. He's out there.
Okay. I remember.
You remember Pedro? I would say he would probably be their best guy. I could think of over there.
Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Yeah, he had the kind of over the top that no. So is there any hope for this franchise before we move on?
I don't. I mean, is there hope? I mean, not anytime soon.
No, I'm just being like, what? It's Denver. They really have had what? Like Tyler, like 94? No, was that 95? 2005? I mean, like, they really have had nothing. They've had good players. Don't get me wrong, but
not many.
Well, I mean, like they've had like Carlos Gonzalez, they've had Holiday, they've had Arenado, they've had Helton, they've had these runs of like legit hitters, and Neffy Perez. You know what I mean? Like they had these good, they've had good hitters over these periods, but they haven't. I don't know. I just feel like it's one of the worst franchises in American history sport.
They've been run horrible.
7-36.
Are they going to break the White Sox record just set last year?
I think they might. I'm gonna say they don't. I'm gonna say they get a little bit more, but I'm gonna say, Tyler, this team is bad.
They got to go away from.
And you guys lost to them twice in a series. I can't believe it. Your Giants. That you gave the Giants game. Right the Giants gave them 2 wins.
Where is hated Birdsong?
They left. I just want to say, like, far into the bench. What do we do with the Rocks? Do we move them to Oakland? Is that what we do? We move do we move the Rocks though?
That yard might help them out. That big foul territory might help.
John Gray's a stud. John Gray's a stud. We figure it out, Tyler. John Gray figures it out.
He did good. He had a good year on Texas.
This is the curious question for me. Kyle Schwarber this week. I was thinking Logan Stone, one of my favorites out there. He always goes, Schwarber, he's been on street, 43 games, and Logan's one of my favorite baseball guys, but he's been talking since I've known him. He's loved Schwarber. I'm like, he's kind of crap. He strikes out, but all this stuff. But he's always been clutch in the playoffs, Tyler. And he goes to the Phillies, and he seems to this year have figured it out at a different level. And I told Logan, I said, well, who does he remind you of? And he said Frank Thomas. I said, for me, it's Big Papi. I don't see Frank Thomas at all because Frank Thomas was just a better pure hitter. And righty, for me, it just throws me off. I can't look at it. So for me, he's a Big Papi possibility. And what I mean by that is it figures it out real late in his career, figures out the power, figures out the strike zone. His clutchness in the playoffs are what it is. Like, that's where I see Schwarber kind of, like, he's going to get paid this year. And I just think, do you see Big Papi the same way I do, or do you see it differently with him?
I'll say I see Big Papi more than I see Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas is an MVP. Schwarber's never going to come near an MVP.
Well, Big Papi was in the MVP.
He was in MVP conversation. I don't think he's as good as Big Papi either. Like Big Papi hit his last year in the majors was .315 with a .620 sluggage and over 1,000 OPS. Schwarber's not approaching to me, he's somewhere a step below that. He's going to get paid more than both those guys just because of the time he plays. He's left-handed. He is clutch. He's very good in the playoffs, which is like Big Papi.
Yeah.
I don't know how well Frank Thomas did in the playoffs. I can't think back to any memorable Frank Thomas hits or runs.
He had that run. They made the ALCS versus the Blue Jays that one year, but nothing, you're right, nothing more than that.
But nothing
Jose Santana with the A's. That was Johan. The 2 home runs against Johan. That's his biggest playoff moment.
Yeah. I mean, Frank Thomas is great. Don't get me wrong. I think he's the best player of the 3 guys we mentioned.
Yeah.
But as a peer, I don't see Schwarber on their level. I don't. David Ortiz is a legend. I don't think Schwarber goes down as a legend in Philadelphia, does he? I mean, he might. He could, I guess, if he goes on.
He'd have to win a World Series, right?
Yeah, or 2.
Okay, so since he's been with the Phillies, though, Tyler, 2022, 46, 47, 38. He's at 15 home runs right now. I'm just saying, those are that's like Red Sox to Big Papi Twins.
But what are the averages and the OPS is?
I mean, at the averages are,
220,
218, 197.
Yeah, so
but he is up to 261 this year, which is why I'm kind of bringing up the point. Is he figuring it out at a greater level now? Is my point. Can he fall into that Big Papi category where Big Papi played till 40 and was clutch? He was a lefty, he hit with power, and he figured it out.
No, I mean, yeah, he absolutely could be. If this his Papi, it took him a while. He was 29 when he got to, or 28 when he got to Boston. He wasn't. He was an all-star a couple of times, but when he got to Boston right away, I don't know. It's so hard to say. He has the potential to do that for sure. Do I see that in Kyle Schwarber's future? I don't think. I think it goes more down. I keep wanting to bring up Matt Stairs, but he's way better.
No, he's way better than Matt Stairs.
But they have the same type of result. It's home run or strikeout. It's just Matt Stairs struck out way more than the home run. It's not. No. Matt Stairs wasn't given the opportunity. Matt Stairs was clutch in the playoffs. He has big hits. He has bigger hit than Frank Thomas ever did. Not to say he's the same. Like I said before, Frank Thomas is the best hitter of all 3 guys we mentioned.
The difference is obviously Big Papi figured out at the age of 27. Yes. Where he was able to figure it out. Schwarber right now is the age of 32. Where the average is all connecting. But
you said 4 years, he hit 4 home runs, basically.
Yeah, there is that. And he had all those home runs. And like I said, the average is where Big Papi, you can see at age 27, his average started to meet his power numbers a little bit more, where Schwarber was 32 now, his average numbers are meeting his power numbers. And I think we're seeing that a little bit from Pete Alonso randomly too this year, as he's starting to meet his home run numbers with his average. You know what I mean? It's not just 200 to 45. It's okay, we're almost 300 to 40. So there's it totally. I'm just saying maybe he figured it out late, and there's a run where because he's clutch in the playoffs though. You have to admit that.
He takes great at bats.
And that's where the big Papi thing to me comes out. That's where the vibe's coming from. He's a lefty with power, with average, and he's figured it out in the playoffs.
Big Papi never struck out as much as Kyle Schwarber. But if he's figuring it out, if we're looking for, Kyle Schwarber could become this.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I would not bet on it. If you do bet on it, I'm not going to say you're an idiot, because we've seen it before. They are kind of in the same mold, a little overweight. They have good lefty swings. They have good approaches. They have good eyes. They're going to get walked. And they can, if you hang something, they can do damage. And maybe he figures it out at the plate mentally later, like Big Papi did. So he could get there. I just wouldn't bet on it.
I mean, you got to admit, though, even at the end of the day with average 46, 47, 38, now 15 is pretty good home run numbers to start your.
You think he'll hit 540 home runs?
That's a pretty good number.
That's a huge number.
He's at 299, so his next one would be 300. How many do you think he ends up with? Think he gets to 500?
I would. I mean,
Is he a Hall of Famer? 500. My God.
there's no way he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, if he gets to
I mean, maybe
500,
he is.
if he gets to 500,
Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer if he gets to 500. I just don't think a Kyle Schwarber is like a Hall of Famer. Like this is
the playoffs
I don't
matter
know.
with him. It matters with him. Same
No,
with
they
the
do.
and
He
I
has
think
a
you would.
championship on the Cubs, which goes a long ways too. Like he's the best player on that Cubs team. Like if you are going to look forward to what they've accomplished since that in their whole careers, and you wouldn't have thought that when they won the World.
No, I wouldn't have thought that
Like,
at all. I would.
They had
No.
Addison Russell even, like who fell off the map, and then Javi Baez, Chris Bryant. I don't know. It just baseball's a weird game.
Rockies, why'd you sign Chris Bryant after letting Arenado go? Back to that real quick, right? That makes no sense. He has an interesting career to me, and I guess it just reminds me of it's not the same. It's never good. It's just a lefty power hitter, kind of a weird start with a couple franchises, and you end up. I don't know. I just think Philadelphia might be home for him, and he's figured it out. He knows how to hit now for a little bit more average. He knows how to be a little bit more patient at the plate. His results show that, Tyler. So that's all I'm saying.
So, what's the contract look like for him next year if you're signing Kyle Schwarber?
I mean, you're probably giving. Would you
He's
give?
32.
I would be. I mean, the
what
thing.
you're giving him. What do you think someone will give him?
I think he's worth
That he'll
three.
accept?
I think he's worth 4 years, 100 million, 150.
Okay, that's fair. I would do that.
Based on what
the Giants said, we just signed Kyle Schwarber to 4 years, 100 million. I'd take that in a heartbeat.
Would you be okay with 120?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to get to the 200, 250 range where I think it could go. If you just mentioned he hit 38, 45, 40 something. Like it could get to that crazy level.
Yeah, I mean he led the league in home runs. What was it that last year he led on it? No, 2 years ago, 2022. I mean he was MVP. He was 16th in MVP in 2022, 19th in 2023. He was 15th last year. I'm not saying it's like I'm just saying he's in top 20 MVP voting.
Is the 15th best player Hall of Famer, no matter what they're like? That's the highest he got. Is that a Hall of Famer?
I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I think he has to do much more to be a Hall of Famer. Well, yeah. I'm just saying right now he's proving that his career is getting better right now.
You're right about that. I hope he keeps it up. That'd be fun.
Logan, if you got the link, Braden told me you might not be able to join it because we have 3 people. So if not, that's why you're kicked out. But Edwards, you're with us here. Schwarber,
dude, you're burnt.
Me, I'm always burnt this time of year. It's California,
dude,
baby. We're not stuck in Missouri. Me and Tyler ain't in Missouri. We're able to live a little bit out of here.
Dude, you're like red though. Like you're almost.
Who's your guy?
Golly, bro.
I'm like Donald Trump. I move with you. I'm trying to be with you, Josh. I'm trying to help you. So, yes, I am. Schwarber? I did baseball for 5 classes a day outside, so I got some sun today. All right,
nice. I'm jealous. I mean, I'm stuck inside all day.
Logan says 6 years, 170 for Schwarber. So we were just talking about like him being a stud this year and like that stuff. Logan says 6 years, 170. You think that Logan? I don't think he would accept that. I don't think. Maybe he would. Maybe he would. But
it depends on where he's playing.
Well, Philadelphia is where he would get the right. Logan, it's got to be Philly. Logan, got to be Philly. Got to be.
Logan, dream of him in pinstripes. You know, pinstripes make you look a little bigger than.
Back to the Yankees. Back to the Yankees. Goldschmidt's been great with them. Would you pay Schwarber? I said I compared him to David Ortiz. Logan said Frank Thomas. Me and Tyler both disagree. Frank Thomas is a terrible comparison. Logan, we love you, but sorry, that's not where we see it at.
Schwarber, I mean,
I don't think he's as good as David Ortiz either, but
he's not Big Papi, but I don't think Frank Thomas either.
I mean, I said Matt Stairs, which is the opposite end of what you guys said.
No.
Oh God, yeah, it is. I mean,
Chris Davis, is that what we're saying? Chris Davis?
Oh God, he's better than that.
Yeah, he's way better than that. I don't have a good comp for Schwarber. What comes to mind?
No.
Hafner? Is that where he's at? He's better than Hafner. Travis, he's better than him from the Guardians, right? Indians, he's better than him. I just think it's a fascinating story. I just think it's a fascinating story going forward with it, where it's at with it, with Schwarber. So he's with the Phillies there on that. He's picking it up. We'll see what happens there with it. Edwards, we were just got to move it on to standings. I see your Cardinals have been playing better. Almost won 10 straight.
2 teams that started the season against each other who started absolutely horrible are the 2 hottest teams in the MLB right now.
Twins and Cardinals right now.
Funny, yeah. I mean, it's absolutely.
They're playing good ball though. When they've sucked it up a little bit. I mean, Gray got rocked today, but Nola got rocked as well. Nola's been terrible, but
Nola's been horrible this season.
He's been awful. He's been absolutely god awful. But think about
you still have him on your fantasy team?
I do actually. I kept him this year, but I do have Brendan Doyle. We're still there, second place. Shout out there, Big York League. Cardinals 1 game out behind the Cubs, though. I mean, you got to be happy.
Yeah, they're getting there. They're finding the offense is popping. Ivan Herrera's come back. Mason Wynn looks good. Victor Scott's a beast on the bases. Brendan Donovan's been amazing. I mean, the only real problem we're having right now, which we're not even having now, was the bullpen. I mean, the bullpen's kind of figured it out. We made some changes, moved some guys around, and the Cardinals have really jumped ahead of anywhere where I thought
Do you believe? Are you on them? Come on. Do you believe?
I will say this much. It's not a pain to turn the TV on and turn the game on anymore. Because even if they lose, they're going to be in it.
Tyler, he doesn't believe.
That's how I feel about the Giants right now. It's a pain to turn them on and watch.
Wow, they're so much fun to watch right now.
They've been terrible lately.
They can't hit. They've gone back to Farhan Zahidi days.
Okay, trade me half of your pitching, and I'll trade you half of my hitting.
As long as we keep Logan Webb and Hayden Burnside, we can get rid of all.
Oh no, you can't have any of my hitting if I don't get one of those.
Tyler, are you that mad that Birdsong is he starting yet?
No, it makes no sense. We keep running out Jordan Hicks BS, and he just gives up run after run after run. It makes no sense.
I told you what you were getting there.
He's our second best starter, literally. He's better than all of them. He's better than Verlander. He's better than Robbie Ray, who walks 5 guys every night. He's 22 years old. Let him pitch.
Should Hicks go to the bullpen?
Yeah.
So you would remove him from the start. You would remove him from the rotation.
Yeah, you have to remove somebody. I'm not.
No, I'm just saying he would be the guy.
It's not like he's a proven winner. Like he had a good month or 2 months to start the year last year, and he's been a bum since.
So you remove him, all right? And obviously, Josh, you know him from the Cardinals days, and he was more of a relief pitcher, right, with you guys.
Well, we always used him as a closer because he could throw 104 miles an hour.
That's what I'm saying. Move him to the bullpen Giants.
I always thought he would be a great closer once he figured it out and he matured. I think that's what we put him back there. But he's shown that he has the ability to start, and that's what he wanted in St. Louis, and St. Louis wouldn't give it to him. San Francisco did.
He's an interesting one, though, Tyler. If you're talking about the Giants,
he's not interesting. He's not good.
How about your boy Lee? Come on. How about are you a fan of Mr. Lee yet? Homer's on Korean night. Come on, you get that? Yeah.
Jung Hoo is playing as the second best Asian in the NL West. I'll take that.
Is he that high?
Oh, he's been unbelievable this year.
He's been awesome. He's been
an all-star right now.
So you'd still say you still put him above Yoshi Yamamoto?
It depends what you're looking for. I value hitting a little more because I think it's tougher to find. Like an all-around hitter who can hit over 285 to 300 and hit with a little bit of power, especially in that ballpark. Yeah, I'd take something.
Tyler, what's the best Giants offensive lineup in your lifetime? Because I like to see you. Is it the Ellis Brooks Bonds ones? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's 2000. The first year in AT&T with Ellis Brooks, Bonds, and Rich Aurelia. Or it could have been 2001 when Kenny Lofton in the second half comes on. They had him. They started off.
You guys won a franchise record a couple of years ago.
Bill Miller. No, that was a good Marvin Bernard.
You got some tough.
The early 2000s. Any year you put Bonds in the lineup, it's like we were always leading the league.
You're always one of the best in there. There's no doubt about it.
People would complain. They call it the cave. This team can't hit, but yet we're leading the league in runs. I don't know. It just Barry Bonds made up for a lot of it.
Yeah. The Dodgers have bounced back. The Mets, Dodgers. Who we believe in more still? Still the Dodgers.
Both of them.
Still the Dodgers, not the Mets. Come on.
I feel the Dodgers have endless amount of resources. I feel like it just never runs out.
The Mets are trying to be like the Dodgers. They're trying to eventually get there.
They're doing a good job of it right now.
So do they.
We'll see how long if they can do it at all.
And then I got
Kershaw's about. Didn't he start his first game this year? yesterday, or is he doing it tomorrow? I know he's starting his game.
It's coming up.
I thought it was. I didn't know. I knew it was sometime this week, but I didn't know when it was.
And then you have, on kind of on that note, you saw the Padres playing. Well, that division's been really good. Obviously, you're west there with it.
Outside the Rockies, like we mentioned before.
Yeah, we talked about the Rockies enough with it, but I wanted to just say this: Aaron Judge and Goldschmidt together. It kind of reminds me. It's just you talk about two right-handed professional hitters. Like you talk about, like that's why the Dodgers are so good. You're like, oh yeah, Mookie Betts. Oh, Freeman's gonna drop. No, these are like legit professional hitters. They ain't dropping off. Oh, Tony ain't just dropping off. Will Smith ain't just dropping off. Like you have Goldschmidt now with Aaron Judge. It's like Goldschmidt's like
Freeman.
Goldschmidt's batting 350 now. Like it's like he's just turned back into old Arizona Diamondback Goldschmidt. It's been one of my most fascinating stories so far. He's awesome.
Hey, take into consideration he's in a little bitty ballpark.
It doesn't matter. 350 is still 350.
I mean,
yes, 350 is 350. Yes,
but it's still impressive.
He's
I'm not
a stud.
Take away from him. He's a stud. I'm not surprised.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Goldschmidt. I love Paul. Great player and a better person for the town he's playing for and for the fans. He's fantastic. I wish the Cardinals wouldn't have gotten rid of him. I understand why they did. But to see the dramatic shift, dude's 37 years old. You don't get better at that age. Other things factor in. Yes, he still got it. He can still play the game. And he can still hit a baseball. No problem. That field and that environment's helping. That lineup's helping him up too.
Okay, here's the top 5 average guys. Tyler, who's Jacob Williams, Jacob Wilson's son, or the dad? Who's that from the Pirates? What's his name, the shortstop?
Jack Wilson.
Jack Wilson. Jacob's batting in the MLB right now. He has the third best average. Here's the top 5 average hitters in the league.
Can we go back and get
well, hold on.
Aaron
Judge
412.
Yeah, hold on. Judge, Freeman, Wilson, Goldschmidt, Machado. 4 of those guys are what you would call veterans at the highest level of Major League Baseball, right? Like those are like high level guys pitching at this point right now, like high level guys. Logan, you're on.
Well, hello there.
What's up? We're talking right now. Your category here: pitching, Goldschmidt, all that. Tyler, finish your thought. Logan can finish it up.
No, I mean, back to Goldschmidt real quick. Great hitter. I'm not surprised that what he's doing in New York. But like DJ LeMahieu went to New York. His first 2 years, he hit 327 and 367. Like it helps you when you're still not 40 years old. You're still in the end of your prime. Going to that stadium, hitting next to Aaron Judge, it's probably a bigger help than the stadium. But the stadium helps, and having Aaron Judge next to you.
Patty 412.
Yeah. Hitting 412, and he's the best power hitter in baseball.
He's the best hitter in baseball. It's not even close.
No.
Right, Logan? Best hitter
no.
in baseball.
Yeah, he's the best hitter. Yeah, and no, it's not even close. Sorry, are we talking about Goldie?
We're talking about just generally.
Whatever
Goldie,
you want, Logan.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, Goldie, I'm really glad that he's turned it around. It's kind of weird that his home run numbers are not there. It's it's basically just average.
No problem with that.
And it's just weird. It's weird to me because I've always known
5 homers. You're right, 5 homers.
Yeah, I've always known him to be a homering guy. And like whenever it broke that he signed with the Yankees, I think we all kind of agreed like, oh, he's gonna hit a lot of home runs because he's a really good pull hitter. And he was robbed of a lot of home runs in Busch Stadium because not the dimensions of Busch Stadium, but Busch Stadium is not necessarily a home run friendly park.
It's a pitcher's park.
Yeah, it's a pitcher's park. It's a terrible home run park. And Josh and I know thought he's going to hit a lot of home runs, and it's not really the power. But I mean, I think he's still second in average behind Judge in all MLB. And I mean, that's really good. That's he's a solid part of that team. And he's also, providing some stability at first base defensively that they needed, and kind of shit the bed in the World Series because of their lack of defense. So
Fill the ground ball, Cole.
So Logan just said on air that
don't start
defense
this.
lost the championship.
He did.
Just
say
want to make
that.
sure everybody heard it.
You heard that, Josh. Goldschmidt's 4 right now.
I'm not rubbing it. I'm just saying, Logan, you're finally maturing and realizing baseball's not just about hitting home runs.
Judge is at 412, guys. Freeman's at 368. That's the difference right now. That's a huge gap. And then you have Wilson. Then you have your guy Goldschmidt there. Then you have Machado at 5. Like I said, 4 of the 5 guys are what we would consider in the last decade legit MLB players. So it is kind of interesting that they're leading. Wilson is probably a
That's
one-off.
4
right
Hall of
now.
Famers, arguably. If we're adding Kyle Schwarber to all the Hall of Fame.
No, I didn't say we're adding Schwarber. I'm saying I see a trajectory where he's becoming that with that as well. I see
He's
that.
going to have to hit 650 home runs.
No, 650.
No.
Josh,
Schwarber to get to the Hall of Fame. He doesn't do anything else. He doesn't play defense.
No, but I'm saying he's like the next home run he gets will be number 300, and he's literally getting better.
But to get into the Hall, he's going to need to hit 600.
No, he has to hit 500. As soon as he gets to 500, he's in the Hall of Fame. 200 more.
he doesn't even have to hit 500. He's gonna hit. You can hit 400 now and still get into the Hall of Fame.
If you play
Not
defense,
DH.
No, not as DH. You got to hit more.
if you're strictly a hitter, you need.
He's not a
No, Edgar
What-
Elite.
Okay,
I don't know.
Left fielder. If you
But-
say he's a left fielder.
No, he's not a left fielder, Tyler. He's not. a left
I'm not. I'm not.
I was about to say he wasn't a DH.
No.
I'm like,
Yeah. I mean, he's been a left fielder most of his career. That was my point. But yeah, you're right. He's a terrible left fielder. This is who I think, though. I don't think it's just the Phillies who would want him back. I mean, the Phillies, of course, would want him back next year. The Giants would want him, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think he would go to the. I think the Red Sox will be looking for a first baseman next year. And I think Schwarber would be that guy.
Well, that kind of gets us to our conversation here. Where me and Josh had a fun time last week just talking standings and stuff. Let's kind of just talk some ball where we're at with it. The Red Sox are an interesting team. They have that. They have the Devers situation. It's funny. I loved it. Edwards was like traded, but then I didn't even didn't say a word to my brother. My brother made Devers winner of the week last week for going at the Red Sox.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was one of my favorite. I was like, oh my gosh, you have no idea even what that means to me. And I just found it hilarious that my brother had Devers winner of the week and you had a basically loser of the week, Josh. It just shows you where I'm at. Like that whole the Red Sox are interesting team. Tyler, you got a big fat grin. Well, what do you got? Would you trade Devers, Tyler, just to get the ball rolling? 'Cause I know Josh stands on it.
Devers?
Would you trade him based on him not going in first?
I would trade for Devers. I don't know if I would trade Devers.
Even though he says I'm not playing first base.
You can't have that distraction if you're the Red Sox.
No, they're not good enough to be able to deal with the distractions.
They might be good enough, though. That's the scary part.
To deal with the distractions from the outside as they get worse as the season progresses and tempers flare and it gets worse. That's what I'm saying. This is gonna
hit.
Yeah, he's gonna hit.
He's gonna hit, but if he's gonna cause problems in the locker room and in the clubhouse, and teammates there ends up becoming issues, you can't have that. Not with a team like this. They're not stacked. They're not the unbeatable. They're not the Yankees. They're not the Mets. They're not the Dodgers. This team cannot afford to have distractions when they are playing. Yes, they're a game under 500, but they're playing competitive baseball that nobody thought they were going to play this good.
No,
They don't need distractions. They need.
And with how bad
solid-
the AL is, they're probably. I mean, I haven't checked in a minute, but they're probably first in wild card standings.
Cleveland's ahead of them
right now.
Seattle's ahead
Cleveland.
of them. Cleveland, Texas would all be ahead of them. Kansas City.
But they have a wild card spot, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think so.
They'd be in 7.
So, I mean, I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I think I told you guys this last week, not last year, but I think if we didn't have the I'm going to stay at third base and the Gold Glove winner can just eat a bag. If we didn't have that whole drama a couple of months ago, I think we would be looking at this situation a lot differently. And that's kind of my thing is like, I understand that we need to look at that situation also, but I also think we kind of need to isolate this situation too. Like, and the way Devers, I keep listening to what Devers said. It 100% like feels like Craig Breslow just kind of told him to sit down and like get rid of your baseball glove and you're done forever. Like you will never be asked to get. You're so terrible. Like I kind of feel like that's how it went, and I totally get like, yeah, it's a problem that Devers kind of made a big deal about it, but I also like see that like I don't know. I kind of defend Devers, and then I kind of see like you can't just say no, I'm not going to do it again. But I mean, you look at Bryce Harper. It took him about a month and a half to really get accumulated to first base.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not like he just jumped in and became like the first baseman after playing right field for 10 years. He had to play like he wasn't even allowed to play first base like after like he had to practice a couple weeks and then he was allowed to play first base. And so with Devers, who's already a negative fielder, I would think there's no way that you could say, okay, you're so terrible at third base, we'd never want you to pick up a glove, but now we want you to play a completely different position that you've never played one game at, and just, without even practicing or preparing for it in advance. I think that's just asking, especially in Boston, you're asking to become the scapegoat for every bad thing that happens in Boston.
No, I get that. I get
so
where you're coming from.
And as for the trading thing, we watched. I sent you guys that clip from Chris Rose last week, and I completely agree with you. Like, I don't think there's a disconnect between Craig Breslow and Devers.
Something's not right
I get
there.
that. Right. And, if they were to trade him, I don't think it would be like, oh, he's such a poison in the clubhouse, like a cancer. We just got to get rid of him and cut ties. But I also see, you're paying him $300 million and you got to, like, if he is a problem with your GM, then you got to, I think you should, I think there is a good reason to cut ties with him and just say, hey, we want you to be happy, because Devers may force a trade at some point, because he and Breslow are just are arguing about everything. And like if Devers got asked to play right field or something, we're about to hit a new. Anyway,
no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
and that's where Josh was coming from. Like, I would just get rid of him, deal with the headache, and move on. Like, right, Edwards. That's where just move on.
If I say, hey, I need you to play first base until we get this situated, and he just goes, no, I'm not going to do that. I go, no, you don't understand. I need you to play first base until I can get this taken care of. And he says, no, I'm not going to play first base. Cool. You're out of a job. I'm trading your ass. That's it. Yeah, if that's the conversation,
but
yes.
But you're asking, you're not just saying, oh, hey, move over to first base, and like it's the easiest thing ever. I
didn't say that. I said until.
I'm not saying you're saying that, but that's kind of the surface level, like view that you're having of it is, oh, well, the GM asked him politely and said, hey, I'm paying you $300 million. You go eat grass or you're out of a job. That's not how it goes. I mean, if it was me in the position, I think I would be scared to just switch positions so flippantly like that.
Especially if you know you suck at it.
I
Well,
would,
he sucked
because
at
if I
third
knew they
base,
didn't
though.
want me playing third and they thought I was that bad defensively and they basically made me feel like all I was going to do was swing a bat the rest of my career and they go, hey, we need you to play first. Don't expect much. I'm going to go out there and try to catch the ball. I mean, that's the attitude I'm going to have. Fine. You guys already said I'm not good at defense, but now you need me out there.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll go do the best I can, but don't come blame me.
Yeah, I hear you.
You want me to play.
I hear you.
That's the correct answer.
I hear you.
Telling them, no, I'm not going to do it. It's a team sport. That's your boss. You do what your boss tells you. You look for a new job. That's how our lives are, isn't it?
I mean,
if you walk into you tell your boss, no, I'm not going to do what you tell me to do. Do you think you're going to have a job?
No.
Then why the hell should they get to do it? Because they get to play a kid's game for a living? Screw him.
They have the best union in the world.
They got the greatest union in the world.
They do have a great union. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Josh, I'm with you. I think he should just shut up and go play first base. Not like he can complain about it, be like, I don't want to play first base.
But as long as he does it, that's all that matters.
But he should go do it. Like, just go play first base.
Yeah.
And then focus on your hitting. You're a hitter. That's what you got paid $300 million to do. Hit the ball.
He's a great hitter.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable hitter. Like, I'd love to have him on the team. I'll take him wherever he wants to play. You want to play left field? You want to DH? You want to play right field? You want to play third base? I don't care. Like, we have the best third baseman probably defensively, maybe in the league, arguably. Some people might argue. Matt Chapman. I would trade Devers for Chapman in a second. I don't care about that defense. Like, the Logan's point and his lack of defense. Like, there's certain, like, hitting where, like, you're going to hit 35 and drive in 120 and make 30 errors. I'll take that over a year where you're going to hit 26, drive in 80, and hit 250 and make 10 errors.
Yeah.
I'll take the offensive numbers over those.
It's sexy.
Yeah, you're a great defensive player. Matt Chapman, I enjoy watching Matt Chapman play baseball. It just, I don't know. I would rather, I think it's harder to find a skill set of Devers hitting than it is. Or it's more important in winning baseball games to have someone who can hit than play defense.
Garrett Cole would agree with you.
I don't want 9 guys who play like Matt or like Rafael Devers who don't play defense.
No,
that will not work. But I'll take one guy.
Yeah.
See, Tyler understands my premise. Logan doesn't get my premise.
So we're saying Logan.
You can have one bad defensive guy who's fantastic offensively, but you can't have 4 holes in the field defensively. It just doesn't work. You can't win that way. One guy who can hit, like,
it's an interesting thing.
Perfectly fine. One dude. You can't have 2 or 3 or 4 of those guys in your lineup.
We were just talking about it for a whole segment in Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah. Same idea.
Yeah.
Real quickly, before you go to Diamond Notes, I just wanted to point out for tonight, DeGrom goes 8 innings against the Astros. The Rangers win 1-0. He's through 8 innings. Tyler 5 hits, 7 strikeouts. Hunter Brown was awesome as well. 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts.
If you like pitching games, that was the one to watch.
DeGrom is going to be one of the biggest what ifs over the when he retired. He's not a Hall of Famer. He won't be able to put up the numbers. There's no way. But he goes in that list, Tyler, of guys that are a Hall of Famer, but not a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? Like,
Hall of Fame quality.
He just literally won't. Unless he figures out something late in his career where he's a closer and gets 300 saves or something like that. Like, I just don't see a world where he's a Hall of Famer. But we all know he's a Hall of Famer when we eye test him, right?
Oh, his stuff is Hall of Fame. Why don't more pitchers do that? Like, I'm 32. I'm not going to be able to stay healthy.
He's 36. He's 36.
Oh, he's 36.
When did Smokes go to close?
Probably around 33, 34.
Like, okay, I'm not going to make the Hall of Fame, like, as a starter. I'm not going to get enough starts. Winning games is too hard because they only let me throw 6 innings 90% of the time. What if I go to the bullpen and become a closer? I get 250 saves, 200 saves. Now you add my 150 wins to that, my dominant stuff, my Cy Youngs.
I'd want him as a closer.
Then you have an argument for the Hall of Fame.
Going 100 as a closer, like, for an inning, like.
Yeah, and with
can he do that for 5 years though?
He would be Joe Nathan. He would be Joe Nathan.
Appearance.
He would be Joe Nathan.
Better starters than Joe Nathan.
No, but you get my point. Like, he'd be Joe Nathan. He'd be like, he could probably get to 300 saves, maybe possibly, if he retired at 40 at this point. He
needs 60 saves a season.
Yeah, so if he goes to 42.
More than that, he needs 75.
He's a big.
Put him on a good enough team.
He's a big what if for me in that regard. Logan, I don't know if you're on. I know your audio there. Can you hear us? Yeah, no, maybe. He's there.
Hold on, I may have an answer for you.
He's there.
The stream is freezing real bad, in and out.
So 36 there with it. anything else standings wise you guys see that you kind of Tyler? You talked about your Giants a little bit. You feel sounds like okay with them. Dodgers up 6-2 on my A's Giants. I was saying we were talking about how Fat Boy faded. What did you think of being Tyler? Like this would be the one weekend that Oakland A's fans could legitimately come out to Giant Stadium and just be like, let's go. Like just for not to make it a big deal, just like a 3-game set where this is their team. It doesn't mean it's their team outside of that. It's just curious at how the Bay Area will react. I am a little curious.
It'd be interesting. I don't think Giants fans would even be opposed to it. I think they're kind of sympathetic to it in a lot of ways.
Yeah, because they like the rivalry with their friends.
Exactly. They're like, this doesn't make sense why they're excited. At least that's how I think. I would never root for the Oakland. I've said this many times. I never root for the Oakland A's to win a ball game ever in my life. But they should be in Oakland. And it's sad for baseball that whatever's going on is going on.
And they're with it. So it'll be interesting this weekend. It's the first one back in San Francisco where actually Oakland fans could come to the stadium and technically right where Tyler. So
I would even maybe go along with a let's go Oakland chant. Like as weird as that sounds, like sacrilegious as that sounds. Wearing a Giants hat, being a Giants fan since the day I was born.
Because you understand it from a grand scale.
I mean, I wouldn't root for the A's to beat the Giants, but
but you understand that
making a point to Major League Baseball.
Yeah, like I said, Major League Baseball is just like middle fingers. We're getting to Vegas. We're getting to Vegas. We're getting to Vegas. It doesn't matter.
Vegas wants us or not.
And we're getting the middle finger there, no matter what. Just real quick on my last thing here with the baseball standings. Max Fried also just been an absolute beast for the Yankees. Like great sighting there as well with it. So
I have a question about the league. I want to get your guys' opinions.
Yeah.
When was the last time we've seen so much parity this early in the season? I mean, seriously, think about it. Every team in the league except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has over 20 wins.
It's been a lot.
Teams have over 20 wins. I can't remember the last time I saw this many teams at this point in the season with 20-plus wins.
I guess it's obviously a reflection of how bad the other teams are too, right?
That's my question. Is it that we have 4 great teams and you have 20 teams that are all about the same place that can't compete with those 4, and then you got the other 6 teams that are just trash? Is that what it is? Or are we finally getting a level of parity in baseball I never thought I would see because we have no salary cap and no floor, but like we see in hockey where basically 20 to 22 teams are in it every year until the last month of the season.
When you add 95 playoff teams, you're going to have more parity. I get what you're saying, though, in that regard, though, but, like, I still see 4 dominant teams. You know what I mean? I see Mets, Dodgers, Yankees, and Padres, Philly. I mean, like, we're right there with it. Like, at the end of the day,
you didn't mention Detroit.
They're not dominant to me. I'm not taking Detroit with anything. I'm not putting anything behind them for me.
Really?
No,
I believe
not at all.
More than a lot of other teams.
Not at all. There's no they're like a Guardians to me that last year. There's no I'm not feeling them.
Tariq Skubal changes everything. You get him 2 times in a series, it makes everything different.
With Flaherty?
What do you think, Logan?
About the Tigers?
Well, just in general about what Josh was saying.
Okay. I mean, I think the National League has created a demand to be better. I mean, because if you look at the play, if you look at not even the Dodgers. I mean, the Phillies have forced that. The Padres did, and some of the other teams. I mean, if you think about Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Diamondbacks, that's 4 teams right there that are quote unquote in it. The Giants have fallen off, and the Diamondbacks are probably going to fall off really quick unless they figure out that bullpen. The Central, they have the Cubs and then 50 pieces of crap. And then 4 teams in the East. And so, I mean, you're looking at.
Are you including the Nationals there? A team that's 9 games under 500?
No, I don't count the Nationals. I said 4 teams. Yeah, like
Mets, Phillies,
what?
Braves.
The Mets, Phillies, Braves. Oh no, sorry, I forgot about the Marlins. The Marlins are a team.
The Marlins.
Anyways, but yeah, I mean you're looking at 3-4 teams that will at the end of the season that will be good. That'll miss out on the playoffs. I think that's good for baseball. I think the American League, I mean, it's going to be a bunch of horrible teams in the wild card. I mean, the Royals probably. I mean, if the Rangers don't pick up where they've been, I mean, they're going to be a wild card team, and they're probably not going to be great. The Astros, who are living up to their name. I mean, and probably the Red Sox. I mean, so I mean, it's kind of weird that the National League is so stacked in a sense, but I like it. Yeah, and
it's weird. Yeah. It's weird right now. You're right. It is a little bit weird, like with the standings and stuff. And like Josh said, there are people. I feel like early in the year you're allowed to get away with that a little bit more too. All right, Logan, finish your thought off here.
Hold on.
Sorry, I just wanted to.
What do you mean by the Astros living up to their name, real quick?
Yeah.
They're in over 500.
They're 22-21. They have the best pitcher in the division.
And Alvarez has been awful.
And Yordan Alvarez is gonna hit. He's gonna be top 10 in the AL MVP by the end of the year. The Astros will be right there. They're not. Want to say they're at like fair? They cheated 8 years ago, whatever, how many years ago.
You think I care about the Astros cheating scandal 10 years after it happened? No.
I'm with you, Logan. I'm on your page with this. I never cared. I'm a Barry Bonds fan. How can I?
Yeah. No. I just mean their offense is going to fall off, I think. And so, anyways, but
Red Sox report came out with Bregman. You were offended.
Their hitting it just seems off, and I guess their hitting coach really is crap. But what was I gonna say? Oh, and it is early, but I mean it is May, like almost done with May actually. But it's kind of weird that we haven't seen like the the pull away teams, like the teams that were like, okay, these are the real deal teams. Like we still have teams that are who we thought would be like falling off by now, who are still kind of holding their own. I mean, I kind of
first.
Huh?
Who comes to your mind first? The A's?
I mean, the A's are. I mean, they're doing a lot better than I thought they would. Hopefully, the Cardinals. I think who, I don't expect them to, compete for the number one to the Central, but I don't expect them to be number one in the Central. But I do. I mean, it is surprising to me that they have. I mean, they're still a game behind the Cubs, and I thought they would be competing for fourth place this year, and they're doing a lot better than I expected. And the Twins. So
that's where we started the show with the Twins on that. Edwards, we got your thoughts on the Cardinals with that there earlier a little bit. You were surprised by a lot of the things that they've had going on, but you guys are right there with it. I mean, you guys are right there in the division. You have a chance. You're in this May, and like Edward said, you have at least you could turn on a game and be entertained at the same time too. Like you're actually there to like watch a game that can be entertained too. So
the thing about the Cardinals this year that's different, not to cut you off, Logan, but I'm going to.
No, go ahead.
They don't stop swinging the bats. They don't give up at the plate. I mean, they've been down 4 runs and gone and put 6 up, and you can see when they walk up to the plate, even when they're down now, it's not like they're walking up there just to go back to the bench. They're walking up there with purpose. They're going to go do something. And if they're not hitting a home run, they're going to get in the bags and they're going to force errors. So this team has become more entertaining to watch, even in the losses. Even in that losing streak where we lost 7 out of 10, we lost almost every single one of those games by 1 or 2 runs. And we were in it until the ninth. So, yes, I'm excited to go watch the Cardinals right now. No, not unless I'm going to the stadium for a day game. But when I get home, I still Cardinals on. Gotta see what's going on. It's not let's see what else is going first and then catch the end of the game anymore. It's gotta get the game on.
Edwards, do you play golf by chance?
Yes, I do.
All right, so
very poorly.
Day drinking is still at the end of the day.
I will.
You know what that is with it. Go ahead, Logan. I'm gonna get to Diamond Notes after your thought here.
No, yeah. I just and the Cardinals are probably also helped by being a part of the worst division ever. Like
Worst ever.
they are. They're with the your favorite. They're with your favorite team, the Pirates, who are like 5-80, and then they also have the Brewers, who have not been great. They're not my favorite, and the Reds, who have they're kind of a weird falling off team. The Reds, I don't know. Like one day I think the Reds are dead, and then the next day they're like the best team in the world. So I don't know, but yeah.
Logan, this doesn't mean pirates. It means principal. That's what this means.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Pirate principle.
Wow.
It doesn't mean that. I hear what you're saying though. With it overall, the Cardinals are one of the weirdest teams in the league right now. They're literally one of the weirdest teams that I haven't. I got some other stuff here. Let me get the Diamond Notes, guys. Here we go. I want to get you guys on as we're talking division. There's a lot of stuff to get into. I still have Strider's coming back for Tyler's 155 win Braves team. We got a Sasaki coming back. We got Sasaki coming back. He's getting velocity. His velocity is going down, and so there's no arm issues. And then you have the commissioner saying, "As always, you're in the grave. You're welcome to the Hall of Fame." You get that as well at all times. McGurk, where do you want to start? Diamond Notes here with me.
I mean, I think it's interesting that it took Shoeless Joe like 50 years after his death to finally be eligible. It took Pete Rose about 8 months. That seems interesting to me. Sasaki, I don't. These Japanese pitchers can be just hit or miss. Like I feel like it takes some time to adjust. It takes us. Pitching every 5th day instead of every 6th day, once a week. It's a little different. He has stuff. He's good. I'm telling you, the Braves are dangerous. Will they win 108, like I said before the season? Probably not, but
nope. 106.
Nope.
Strider back, Acuna back. They're going to be dangerous. And I think a team in the NL Central that's dangerous still is the Reds. I think with Francona, once he figures out what he wants to do with his lineups, with his rotation, with his bullpen, they're going to be tough. Right now it's ugly. But
it's real ugly right now.
I trust Francona. Like I see like the Ohio Sport, like, oh, Francona sucks. They need to fire. I'm like, you guys are idiots. Relax. It's 2 months.
It's not even 50 games. What are we talking about? Let the man figure it out.
He inherited trash.
You
got to give the guy time to turn the trash into.
No, you
got. I don't know.
You got to get more time.
I don't know if he inherited trash. I take the Reds over the Pirates right now, but
I meant the organization, not the roster.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow.
Josh Skeens also goes on Team USA. We had some other stuff there at the Rockies fired their manager.
That was kind of a given.
Bud Black gets fired. We talked about the Rockies, me and Tyler earlier a little bit before you jumped on, but what do you kind of make Diamond Notes this week in baseball?
Me or Logan?
You, Mr. Edwards.
Sorry, you cut out there at the beginning. I didn't hear you. Strider, I'm excited to see Strider return and finally get back to it. He's a really good pitcher. He's fun to watch. Sasaki, Tyler kind of took the words out of my mouth. I think it's going to take time to adjust. He's young. He's got it. He's got all the skill set. Can he put it all together? I think the MLB has seriously just expedited the amount of time we will have to wait to see Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, Rafael Palmeiro, Jose Canseco, and a slew of other players join the Hall of Fame.
Jose Canseco?
I'm going to be too excited. I got Jose bobblehead over here. Don't get me.
Jose's kind of got in because he's the one who exposed everything, and he's part of the history of the whole steroids era and all.
What was his book called? As a writer, he's thinking it as a journalist.
He should just be a part of it. But they should all be in it.
Anita was stabbed up in Vaughn Rodriguez's butt. That's what gets you in the Hall of Fame. That's what gets you in, Tyler, right there.
But the steroid era saved baseball.
It definitely
it's important history.
the guys who were at the top of the steroid era deserve to have their own little area, in my opinion.
They're definitely.
You think this is kind of going off of Josh's point a little bit, just going off a side thing, and I don't mean to derail it too much, but do you think that if we didn't have the strike in '94, you think we would look at the steroid era differently?
No,
because we always talk about how it saved baseball, but do you think like if we don't have the strike, it doesn't save baseball? It's just, I mean,
they were still using it. It would eventually. It would have.
Well, yeah,
it would have been different. You're right. The narrative of I'm saving baseball would have been different.
No,
that I can't argue.
And I agree that it saved baseball, and I believe that Bonds and I maybe McGuire deserved to be in the Hall of Fame because of it, but
McGuire should be in the Hall of Fame if you look at his numbers.
Yeah. But anyways,
and Bonds should be in because he was great even before he got juiced, which is why I'm pissed off that he juiced.
I mean, you
That's
still have to hit the ball.
That's why I don't like Bonds. You guys get that, right? I thought he was phenomenal when he didn't need to juice. Like, that was my problem. That's my problem with Bonds.
Yeah, no, I get you.
That's really what it is. If you guys have never figured that part out, 1,000 times we've talked about him, that's my issue. He didn't.
No, I hear you. And I think that's fair. I think he had his opportunities to be able to, take advantage of those things when he needed to, and he didn't, and he succumbed to. My gosh, all these guys are getting credit. I'm the best hitter in all of baseball, and let me just take it to another level here. That's basically what he did. You know what I mean? Like, he did. Trivia here for tonight, boys. Are we kind of getting to it now?
Oh, wait.
He killed me last week.
Hold on. Can I talk about Pete Rose for a minute?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, it's kind of weird to me. I can't remember who was talking about it, but someone on the Reds broadcast was talking about it. And he basically just ripped on Manfred for about a good 5 minutes.
Well deserved.
Yeah, about just like waiting for Pete Rose, just being adamant that Pete Rose will never be in the Hall of Fame. And then he dies, and 5 months later he's like, "Okay, well, we're done. We're done with the hatred of Pete Rose." And that was kind of an interesting take for me. Just because I never really cared about Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you put him in the Hall of Fame today, honestly.
The problem I have with Pete Rose, Logan, is this. I understand all that stuff. The one thing I would have an issue with is just a human being level. Is I felt, and I totally agree with people that are like, well, this is like, it's just a baseball. It's just a museum. And I get that part. But like, man, if you're a liar, if you're somebody that I can't trust, I lose respect for that. And I think there is a level of that where he burned a lot of people, not just like this commissioner. He burned a lot of people over a lot of years to where you're like, if you're somebody that's like trying to be on Pete Rose's side, you're like, I don't know. How can you be on somebody's side that's a liar? I'm just like, that's a tough thing to be on the side of, right?
And Pete Rose really did. He didn't hurt. I mean, he didn't help himself. I mean, he kind of pulled a Kurt Schilling where he just kind of dug his feet in, and he was just
absolutely.
You either put me in, I deserve to be in, and you know what? I may have screwed the game, but and he bet on his team to win. That's whatever. But he just kind of was like, I'm not. He kind of tried to like play, the guy who hits you, and then you go, what the heck are you doing? And then he goes, why are you yelling at me? Like, it was just a joke. And it's like, no, you hit me. Anyways, and so it was kind of like we were the bad guys for banning him, and I never appreciated that. And I mean, he was
read his
just
book before that he wrote.
No,
out?
I didn't. I think
you should read it. At my end, when he wrote his last paragraph, I was like, I remember reading that book about 8 years ago and thinking, this is a guy that needs more help than most people. Like it was weird. It was a very weird book where you're like, I don't know, Tyler, you know me. I'm like, this is a very egotistical guy that couldn't come to grips with his mistakes. That was my impression.
I mean, I agree. Pete Rose made a bunch of mistakes, but it's the Baseball Hall of Fame. The guy had 4,256.
He should be in the Hall of Fame.
He should be in the Hall of Fame. Should you put an asterisk? Should you put something next to his name saying he bet on baseball? Absolutely.
So Shula should be in too then, right?
You can even put a whole like The whole thing can be like Pete Rose is an asshole. Pete Rose is this. Pete Rose is this. You don't even have to include he's the leader in hits, but he should be in the Hall of Fame. You can't tell the story of baseball without Pete Rose. And that's what the Hall of Fame's all about. And that's why I just don't understand why he's not in the Hall of Fame. No, obviously, he did wrong. He wasn't a good human being. As far as his morals go. He bet on his own team to win. Yeah, but what about the games he didn't bet on? What are you betting on then? Or what are you doing in those games? You're not betting on your team to win. Maybe you're not using.
And he was a womanizer, as you hear about.
I don't give a.
No, I'm saying, but that's what people say.
Every womanizer in Major League.
I know. I'm saying,
you're going to lose
the Hall of Fame gonna be.
70% of the men who've ever walked the planet.
You're going to lose most of the Dominican Republic and Wander Franco.
Wander's not in.
Hey, feet on his hands. Great player with no batting gloves. But I don't know. Baseball is baseball. You stick to the game. Leave that part of him, on his plaque. But he's still one of the best baseball players. I know Josh Lewis, says
he was anti-Rose.
As a baseball
player.
I don't know. I just think he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be alive. You could have waited till he died. I don't care. It's not my life. Yeah. You lived immorally.
I think
there's going to be repercussions for your actions.
No doubt.
And Rob Manfred, that was probably the last kick to the face to Pete Rose that MLB could have done, because Pete Rose, like we had said, he was unapologetic until about 2 years ago when he wrote that letter. Maybe it was last year even, where he wrote that letter and he just said, "I apologize for all of this, and I would love to be a part of baseball again, and I regret everything I ever did." You guys remember that letter?
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, and it's just so weird to me, he just right, and it's just, it's weird to me that Pete Rose, if he had probably, I think, who was it? It was Dan Patrick. That was who it was. He once said, and I think I sent you the clip, Darren.
Yep, I saw it.
That he said MLB gave Pete Rose so many chances to get back into the good graces of everyone in baseball.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they tried so hard.
He never looked himself in the freaking mirror and said, "I messed up. I'm a douchebag, and this is what the case was."
And it's so weird to me. It's so weird to me because you and my dad have the same opinion about the Pete Rose thing. He lied about it, and then he got caught, and then he was like, "Oh, well, you guys already knew, so it's your fault." And it's and Dad is just and a lot of other guys, I was surprised by the number, we're you know what? He shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame because of that. And but they were okay. But I'm okay with Shoeless Joe Jackson. And there's one stat that Shoeless Joe did that was just the greatest stat ever, and he was in the greatest movie of all time. And so that's the only reason why he should be in the Hall of Fame for me.
That's fair enough. I know. I hear you on that. I remember that White Knight. Edward's final word before I move to trivia here.
If you took all the players' morals and their personal conduct into consideration before putting them in the Hall of Fames would be a whole lot smaller.
Yes,
a whole lot smaller. Exponentially smaller.
No doubt.
Imagine the WWE Hall of Fame with
gone.
Gone. It'd be absolutely gone. Let's see if this guy is a Hall of Famer. Probably not. I played 11 seasons as a pitcher playing for the White Sox, Pirates, Phillies, Colorado, and Yankees.
Next.
No.
Wait. Hold on.
Let me give Logan
time. Hold on.
Who's going to get? I pitched 11 seasons with 5 different teams and get the player.
Logan.
I did last week.
Logan got it with a half a hint. So I knew Logan was coming out. Let's see.
Is it AJ Burnett?
It is not AJ Burnett. I'll also add in. He pitched from 2003 to 2013.
And Burnett also pitched for the Marlins.
2003 to 2013 he pitched.
Oh, no, I'm thinking Josh Peggett. Sorry.
He started with the Whites.
Were around the same time. And they both pitched for
2003. Here's the next one. I won a World Series in 2005 with the White Sox.
Go back to the first one. Go back to the first hint now.
Yeah. The second hint was not even a hint.
No, that was a great hint.
Played a
World
lot.
Series
Sox.
05?
2005
Pirates,
with the White
Phillies.
Sox.
I
Colorado.
think
played-
I know who it is.
Oh,
See, there it is. There it is. I'm gonna also add in just because I know it's a hard one. But I knew Logan Tyler Beat. I was a right-handed pitcher.
Can you go back to one?
Yep.
It was a white guy, isn't it?
No, it's not a
it's
white
not
guy.
Mark Burley. It's,
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was
yeah.
like, the one guy I know on the roster.
An
Um,
unreal run with the 2005 White Sox.
Oh
Unreal.
my gosh. I just watched a little YouTube documentary about the 2005 White Sox.
Unreal run with them, Tyler, in the playoffs. Who is it, Tyler?
Jose Contreras.
Oh, that a boy. He knows his baseball, folks. He got it done. He got it done. Jose Contreras. The splitter
Yep.
from he got it as well. Well done, McGurk. Well done on that one as well. The trivia is the week. Logan got it at a half a clue.
Where's my Zach Greinke when I need it? Yeah,
no Zach
He
tonight.
threw
No
a great
Zach.
68-mile curveball in MLB triple play.
He did. Hey, we were talking steroids tonight. Just a little hint for the flashback.
What a ride! The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
Not be Bonds.
All right, folks, here we go.
It can't be Canseco and it can't be
No,
Bonds.
it can't be, but he was right there with McGuire. Who was the guy? Who was it?
Ruben
McGuire and
In
Sosa.
Atlanta? Or
And Sosa. Have we heard of cork bats? I don't think we've had one since then, folks.
Oh, is this that?
No,
There we
someone
go.
had a cork bat after him.
3-2. Bouncing ball up the middle. A run's going to score. Anderson first here tied. Gonzalez to third gives Sosa his 25th RBI on a broken bat. The Cubs lead by 1 here in the first inning. Well, this is for a few more pieces of the lumber.
No, they're looking to see
He's
what's
like,
in the
hold on.
bat.
You're right. Sosa was the
See
last
if
one.
What's in the bat is really the bat, or if there's anything in there that shouldn't be in there. The only time I've seen something in there is if the bat is corked. Now, as far as we know, they have just the handle of the bat. They don't have the barrel of the bat. And Grzelcyk is going back to third. And Gonzalez is going back to second. And I believe there's going to be 2 outs.
So still
Ladies and gentlemen,
I
one
forgot
of
the umps used to wear blazers.
one of my weirdest ejections ever with Sosa getting ejected of a cork bat. Right out of all the things, he said he forgot. He said he grabbed it out of what they use for batting practice. That's what he said. When he grabbed it out of Tyler, like one of my favorite flashbacks of Travis Lee at first base for the Rays. When he just, I don't know, an odd one there, one of the oddest ones there.
So I was going to ask you.
Is that Hall of Fame automatically object? Like you're not allowed to
Dead.
Hall of Fame?
No cork bats, Tyler. You're out of here. that's a we don't see that every day in baseball.
The
That's
fact
what
that
he-
Chris Sabo was accused or found guilty of using the cork bat is crazy. Chris Sabo.
Dodgers are killing your athletics.
Great goggles.
I
Great goggles.
text BJ.
Text BJ. Tell him the A's are getting killed. Good night. Happy birthday Sunday. Top 43 moments. Brian
13 to 2
Not good. We won a game.
in the bottom of the third.
We won a game. We did win a game. We did win the first game. We did win a game in the first game there right there.
Oh, wait, hold on. This is a replay. I thought this was live and MLB was looking in. My apologies.
Josh, cork bats, where do you stand on it? We haven't had one in a while, sir. 13-2, top of the fourth.
Okay, so no, this is live. All right, cool. They must have been doing a clip. On cork bats, I don't know. Like, I was so young I remember it happening, but I was so young when it happened. I didn't really. Oh, Sosa had a bad bat that he cheated with. I didn't know why. So did they go and like drill a hole in all the rest of his bats and make sure none of the rest of those were corked? Like, was it legitimate a mistake? Like, did he actually just screw up, or was he cheating? That's what I gotta know that one with him. But he didn't.
Just asked my dad that
cheated.
question. He said, "Look, an author knows what pencil he's using when he's using it. They can tell the difference between a regular pencil." And
So have you guys ever picked up a corked bat?
I have not.
Actually, I haven't either. At least if I have, I didn't know it.
I've picked up wine. I've picked up wine, and that's a cork in it. But I haven't picked up.
Different kind of bat, though, buddy.
I haven't picked up anything with it. Logan, you remember that at all?
Not necessarily the cork bat, like in my, like when I just watching a game, but I I do. I mean, like the George Brett stuff. Like I'll watch replays all the time of George Brett. Almost
Pine
killing
tar.
an umpire.
Hey, kick him
Oh,
out
was
of the
that
Hall
Pine
of Fame.
Tar?
He cheated.
Yeah. George Brett sucks anyway, so I would.
I
I
love
would
George.
be okay
How
with.
dare you?
Don't start with me. The Royals need to be out. They don't even. Yeah, never mind.
This
But
sounds like a good
yeah,
podcast.
Bobby Witt Jr. is awesome.
This sounds like a podcast that Tyler Logan
whatever.
wants to go with that. Cork
But anyways,
Pat, you're
yeah.
not a
Josh, who's
favorite.
the better baseball
Oh, I'm
player,
losing you
Bobby
guys.
Witt Jr. or Jose Ramirez?
Hold on, say it one more time.
Just quickly, you don't have to explain yourself right now. Who's better, Jose Ramirez or Bobby Witt Jr.? Just for right this instant.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Fair enough.
Jose's right there with it though.
Jose's really, really good though, but Jose's on the back end of his career where Bobby's at the front.
Well, that's
I
what
think
I
Bobby.
meant by right now. Going forward, I take Bobby Witt Jr. as well.
Yeah. I mean, right now, I think they brought even, to be honest with you.
I would still take Bobby Witt. I'd be with Josh. I would still take Bobby Witt a little bit more over. Just that dynamicness of it. It would be a little much for me to over.
I just feel
But
like Jose Ramirez is carrying an Indian Guardians team that has not a lot of talent for a couple years.
No,
They're
he-
going to be the Indians again soon. If you guys don't hear.
We'll see it, Donald. We'll see if we.
Supposedly the Redskins are coming back too.
We'll see.
Well,
Tyler
Daniel Snyder is gonna freak out.
Daniel's gonna be pissed about that. I went to sold the team. No, I'm just kidding. We get that with it. But Logan Stone, appreciate you joining. Tyler, an hour and a half. I haven't seen you in a couple. I haven't seen you've been on a sabbatical on Sundays because of baseball. Josh, I haven't done a podcast with Tyler for probably over 5 weeks, maybe 6 now.
That's long for you guys.
He's going
the
on
longest
seventh.
time in a long time.
So he's done 7th inning with us, and I got you that joined after umpiring tonight. So we had a good show tonight. Hit on a lot of stuff. Twins, the Rockies sucking. Will they ever pick it up again? I love Josh. I love our little standings checked out where we can go into some different variations. So Tyler, join more during the summer, man. Appreciate
Don't be
you
a stranger, sir.
Appreciate you
Absolutely.
taking the time to
Hey,
jump
Josh,
on.
when you're umpiring, listen to your coach. Just have a conversation with him. Don't just block him out before anything's ever done.
I'm pretty relaxed behind the plate, to be honest with you, man. You really got to give me some gruff for me to get into it.
I love it. Logan, thanks for jumping back on. Tyler, please jump on more over the summer, man. Me and Josh always love it. Edwards, good to see you. We'll be back next Thursday as well. Might be a recorded version. I want to do one last live one this week. We're gonna
This week.
Well, Beanie, we're gonna do live on Thursday. We're gonna do Thursday at 7:00, but we'll send it out to the public at 7 a.m. in the morning Friday. So we're gonna try something a little different with some of the shows. We're still gonna do some live ones along the way too. So, but I love talking baseball, guys. It's been a lot of fun over the years with it. Edwards, we'll see you next week. McGurk, have a good one. We'll see you next week. Logan Stone, see you next week. Peace. 7th inning stretch in the book.